Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. We are grinning in the beautiful county of Siaya, and I want to start by thanking you guys for your support towards. As I had shared, I had already lost a relative, and of course, I am here. I attended that burial earlier. We had finished early in the morning, and of course, work has to continue, and I've prepared a very good podcast for you. So you make sure you subscribe to our channel. I've just been trying to look through the internet and what exactly has been happening. And I'm still wondering why Wamuchomba, the Githunguri member of parliament, has continued to be a thorny issue in William Ruto's administration. Now, this is something that I think we may have to contend with it for quite some time. It is not going to end. And I think I'm amongst the political observers that had really seen Wamuchomba as position, or rather opposition of finance bill, as a strategic, a move within the deep state circles to try also to, I did not believe initially that she was her own conscience. But again, if you talk to people around, you will understand that she's one of the leaders from Mount Kenya that has been so much strong on her personal conscience and not really being in conformity with the political discussion going on. So kindly, I want us to look at it now. Today, if you look at the photo in your screen, this is a photo of police officers, and the allied police officers deployed in Githunguri, because in Githunguri there was an open day for the farmers that was organized, and the MP is one of the guests that were actually expected there. And we've really taken an issue that heavy police presence. There was a heavy police presence in Githunguri, where that farmers open day is going on today. And what exactly happened has really worried many by the questions on what exactly that was meant to be. She's just a member of parliament, and of course that is beyond her security details. But then she had spoken in Inoro FM saying that there were some rumors that even some UDA administration members of the UDA that were a bit uncomfortable with her position on the finance bill, were actually trying to plan, even trying to drill her in her constituency, and even planning some heckling matches there when she's meeting with her constituents. But again, I wonder why that would be, because she's one of the members of parliament that went out public and did what I will say public participation. And public participation is she went with her communication team and was talking to the residents of Githunguri, asking the residents of Githunguri what is her position or what is their opinion on the finance bill. And after coming out publicly, and I think to listen to the people, she's one of the leaders that came out and showed her position, irrespective of what UDA was really thinking or what the administration was saying. And she said, I cannot go and contradict what the people of Githunguri are saying about the finance bill, and whether it will amount to me losing my position as an MP, or I will risk losing the UDA ticket. But this is something I am doing because of the conscience of the people of Githunguri. And she had her position that she was going to, and she voted no. So there is the other reading that is coming. I think it's the third reading that is coming next week. And this is where MPs are now going to vote clause by clause. So if it's on VAT, they are going to vote each clause they're going to vote individually. So that other bit is also being weighted, and we've also seen what has been happening. So I am wondering, and I want to look at it in key details. She complained about these threats about the administration, but what is the political interpretation of the fact that even after that finance bill seems to have sailed and they've got their way through the vote majority, Wamuchomba still remains a very serious personality, a person of interest within the UDA circles. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We are doing amazing stuff, and that is why we said that as we celebrate 50,000 subscribers after 1.5 years, it has been, months of hard work, political information, and also empowering the society. Now, in this month of June, we're going to do something special and something different, just a Thanksgiving. That's why we've planned next week on 26th, we are going to have a children's home visit. From Monday, we'll give more details on how you can plug in, and so that we also do something to the society. Githunguri Member of Parliament is a thorny issue because of these three reasons, and I'll be very brief in this podcast. The constituency is actually seen as one of the most hostile constituencies in Mount Kenya, and it is most hostile because if you happen to have seen those video clips, I think the residents of that area showed disdain and regrets, wailing and regrets to the UDA administration, saying, and there was even a woman saying, I don't have money to put food on table. I cannot afford basic commodities. So what's happening there is, I think they deployed the security details there. The heavy presence probably was there to create some sort of suppression, because it's psychologically, it's something, there is some psychological school of thought that when there is that bit of police presence, people feel to be a bit suppressed and they cannot express themselves freely compared to when there is no that police presence. So probably it was one of the strategies that were there, and it was laid there to ensure that the people there are leaning, when there is that presence. And number one, that police presence is also a bit of scaring. The suppression also affects attendance, because when there is more of it, who's going to attend? I want to tell you this, and exclusively I've tried to ask within the corridors. This event was supposed to be graced by Mithika Linturi or Rigathi Gachagua, or even the governor. So far it is in her constituency, and she did not get even either of those leaders to attend that as chief guest. You will understand that it is in Kiambu County, where the governor is Wamatangi. But as the CS for Agriculture, Mithika Linturi, was expected or even to send a representative in that event. Remember, it's happening at a time when the coffee and tea reforms discussion is going on. But I have understood that she had failed to get even that one. To mean that people kept off her event because of her political stance. So that's why I'm telling you, those of us who political observers, and quite a number of us behind the scene, were actually thinking like she was a deep state. It was a deep state strategy that was put there. But that is not really what's happening. Now, it is some signal of man-marking that she has remained a marked person. I don't know to what effect or how that is going to change her position on it. But the fact that there is that bit of security presence, she's being man-marked, and it's an indication that even the intelligence are trying to trail her paths. What exactly she's doing, where she is, and what people want to hear. And again, someone was even telling me that Governor Wamuchomba has provided, and William Ruto should be very thankful to her. She has provided an opportunity for William Ruto to test what exactly is the perception of the people of Mount Kenya, and especially within that county, within that area. What exactly is the perception of people? There could have been detailed plans for heckling. I'm sorry, there's some noise. I'm just now finishing up. So there could be some heckling. And so because people realize that within the deep state centers, there could be something like that, there was a plan to make sure that she's bit protected. So the security details there could have also been deployed for her own protection, because as I can tell you, it is not true, and it cannot be true, that sometimes there are also political circles around William Ruto that are not comfortable with the way things are running. And the kind of protest that now, the face of protest that is seen as what Githunguri Wamuchomba is doing is something that is also receiving some backing. So she might be getting that, backing, and that backing is intentionally to avert maybe heckling matches. Because one thing I can tell you here is, if someone is against her, what the government would want to do is to show that the public is rejecting her. And one of the ways to show that the public is rejecting her is to create those kind of scenarios where people do not listen to what she is saying, where she tries to speak to the people, but the people are rejecting her. So the rejection is something that government will see, so that people see that, okay, fine, what you are saying, as much as you are fighting for the people, but you are not with the population. So that's a bit of my take. I don't know what you think, but the heavy police presence is something that can be seen. Now, as I want to finish, I want to say this. It will be very regrettable that the UD administration would actually sideline a constituency or a region simply because someone did not vote for the finance bill. This is something that we've taken it lightly, but the discussion has been in the corridors that some constituencies or some areas whose leaders did not finance the bill would actually suffer some cuts or suffer some disfavor because of not supporting it. Now, this was largely in the Mount Kenya, where it was a card that was used to manipulate the leaders to make sure that they conform to what is in that bill and vote for that bill. Now, it has passed. When it comes to tax collection, it do not matter whether your MP supported the bill or not. It do not matter whether you opposed or not. The bill, since that it has been passed, the tax policy is going to cut across the whole country. If you walk to the supermarket, all of us are going to buy unga at the same price. Me, currently, I'm in the county of Siaya. As in the county of Siaya, we are going to buy unga at the same price at Nairobi. So I don't think this should be a discussion even to be entertained, that some regions would be happening because of it. And if there is going to be some withdrawal, that withdrawal can be treated as if I'm trying to punish Githunguri Wamuchomba. But that punishment can translate. The ripple effect will be on the people seeing that the government is insensitive of their plight. And again, at the end of the day, it could be the making of Mount Kenya rebellion against William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Thank you very much, and let's meet in the next podcast.